When my son gets here, I pull out the trundle.
Juan Pablo Alperin and his 7-year-old son live in this shared house in East Vancouver. They rent a room for $820 a month. And he's not low income. He's an assistant professor at Simon Fraser University.
I certainly didn't imagine myself being almost 40 years old, having a good job and working and sort of being fairly established, and considering that I would still be in this kind of a situation.
Housing markets in Canada's biggest cities have started to soften, but rent is still considered far from affordable. A huge part of Vancouver's rental market is condos. In a new high-rise like this downtown, a small one-bedroom would easily run you $2,500 a month.
What we really need is publicly owned rental stock so that we can keep the rents low.
And this housing advocate says the federal leaders should make it a cornerstone of their campaigns.
Housing is a human right, and so what we really need is politicians that understand what that means, say it publicly often, and are willing to fight for bold, massive investments.
But housing experts say there's a complication in a country this big.
Well, the issue is one size may not fit every housing market.
He says it can be tricky for the leaders to pitch a policy that will please all Canadians.
At a federal level, you face the issue of you want to have a broad federal policy, but sometimes targeting interventions to markets where they're more important, obviously is going to make better sense.
But for Alperin, affordable rent is a critical election issue, one he'll be hinging his vote on.
I would certainly only support parties that have this issue front and center. I think there does need to be some drastic measures.
Tanya Fletcher, CBC News, Vancouver.